We're going to go right to the top of the letters right here, Coach, okay? Right to the top of the letters. Gentlemen, you got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. I want to remind you, we got a lefty against a righty, so watch the headbutts. Watch the feet, gentlemen. Touch gloves. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Referee Thomas Taylor, 11 years of pro experience. This is his 420th pro bout, and expectations are indeed high with Gervonta "Tank" Davis daring to be great against by far the biggest opponent he's faced, Mario Barrios. Someone's O has got to go here in the ATL.
You ready? Ready?
The bell and round one. Davis, the southpaw, in the white with yellow and silver trunks. Barrios in pink and blue with gold trim.
Barrios is very jab-centric. 49% of his punches are, in fact, jabs. He didn't do that enough against Batir Akhmedov in a fight that was, as we pointed out tonight, so close for him. He wants to use that punch tonight.
In 24 bouts, Davis has never faced a foe as tall as Barrios or with as long a reach. He's on a 15-fight KO streak. In fact, the last fight to hear the final bell took place nearly 7 years ago. A 6-round decision win over the durable Herman Maraz in October of 2014.
Now Barrios doing something that I kind of figured he would do, which is walk Davis back. You know, you want to keep Davis back on your back, on the back foot. Davis, not really a good fighter fighting backwards. So you definitely want to keep him going backwards, especially with the jab at a good range. You don't want to overcommit either with Davis.
Leo Santa Cruz, of course, much smaller than Barrios, tried to push Davis back with a little success earlier, but obviously he ultimately walked into a monstrous punch.
Yeah, Davis scored the Ring Magazine 2020 Knockout of the Year with that lethal left uppercut, stopping Santa Cruz for the first time in his career. And yet Davis telling us, despite all of the hype, with his prodigious power in the lower weights, that he thinks this is a fight where he is going to showcase his sweet science, which I know will make his mentor Floyd Mayweather smile.
You know, Davis normally lands 37% of his punches that are landed to the body. He hasn't been in a position to throw to the body yet, but I know he wants to get there.
And you can tell right away the reach, how much it's affecting Davis. Davis just missed that 1-2. Just with the simple fact that Barrios was able to step back, and with that jab, long reach.
Yeah, Barrios, the tall, rangy boxer puncher, usually gradually breaks down most of his opposition from the outside, but has his natural instincts to want to get on the inside and not utilize his height and reach and make it a firefight. But against a guy like Davis, you want to use that jab like you said, Al.
Yeah, he wants that punch to be out there and not bend in and not give Davis a chance to land maybe a big, powerful overhand left.
And I think Davis is going to give up these couple of rounds trying to figure out Barrios, and good for Barrios. You got to take those rounds.
Yeah, right.
He may have been joking, but Davis said watching Floyd Mayweather against Logan Paul gave him a sense of what's happening in terms of the physical.
Interesting,
Much different levels, of course.
I thought that was a fascinating comment that he made saying that.
A minute gone here in the second.
And Barrios being really smart. Again, you don't want to commit with Davis. You don't want to just lunge in, because Davis is dangerous, especially with that uppercut.
Oh, right hand got through the guard by Barrios on the pint-sized powder keg that is Gervonta "Tank" Davis, and now Barrios trying to put together a combination.
Akhmedov was able to land overhand left against Barrios, and even though Davis is a shorter fighter and he's got great power, of course, in his left hand, he wants to land that overhand left as well.
Barrios landed a good left hook to the body of Davis a few moments ago. 1:15 left in the second. Neither fighter has ever been down in their respective pro careers.
There it is.
And left by Davis.
That was what he's been looking for. And you know, he feinted a couple times.
He did.
And Abner, that I think is a key for Davis, to feint more.
Of course, you want to feint the taller guy. You want to make him make the mistakes. Almost predict, see what he has, and Davis was quick with that left.
Barrios goes to the body with a right hand. Left hook, right hand through the guard. Good combination put together by Barrios. Double pumps the jab. Gervonta "Tank" Davis has been credited with landing just one punch here in the second round by show stats, as Barrios doing a good job of keeping him at bay.
And that one punch was that nice overhand left.
And Davis getting pressured by Barrios.
And you see Barrios try that left hook. He knows that punch at some point might be available to him, and he kind of felt the waters out there. Davis has started to fight. He's getting closer with that left hand.
And the crowd, of course, reacting to everything that Davis throws. And to Abner Mata's point, that doesn't necessarily mean that all these shots are landing, but whatever he throws, they are going to react in a positive way.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, there's Barrios feinting a little bit. He could do that as well.
And it's almost every time that Davis pressures is that he almost has his time, his moments. He's got to pressure a little bit more.
Final 30 seconds of the third round. Barrios goes to the body with the left hook. Davis on the ropes. High guard. That right hand bounced off the glove of Davis. Davis utilizing his footwork to get away from the ropes, resetting in the center of the ring. Feinting, pawing at Barrios with the jab. Instead, it's Barrios that sticks a sharp jab, lands, taking advantage of the physical attributes, the physical advantages.
There it is. It was so quick. I mean, he didn't land it, but you see the intentions from Tank Davis.
And, you know, the other fascinating thing, we're all sitting here on pins and needles. We're wondering what happens if he lands a left hand. We don't know. Can he hurt
him? Yeah.
It's, you know, that's part of what makes this so fascinating.
That's a good point. Yeah, because we still don't know if Davis brought up the power all the way to 140, so.
Meanwhile, Barrios would love to earn a one-way ticket to the Exosphere if he were to record the upset victory here tonight. Despite his physical advantages, he is the underdog, and now Davis with the jab. Under a minute left.
Well, we said that earlier in the round. Remember that jab, if Davis can get it on track, can help him land that left hand.
And it's the pressure that Davis is putting now. He's not moving backwards. He's standing his ground. He's pushing back. He's finding his way.
Under 30 seconds left in the fourth. Double jab through the guard by Barrios. Doesn't follow up with the right. There's the right hand.
Barrios is leaning in just a little bit more in this round. He's making himself a little bit more of an appealing target.
Good head movement and footwork by Barrios to avoid Davis' attack. Davis still putting on the pressure. There's a right hook to the body by Davis. Left hand upstairs. And Barrios stands his ground. And Barrios rips a left hook to the body. Left hand by Davis. Electric atmosphere here in Atlanta. Action picking up here in the fifth.
And Davis has flipped the script.
Yes.
He changed the script.
And it's the pressure. Move forward. Take the jab away. Get in short.
Under 20 seconds left here in the fifth. Barrios beginning to feel the pressure of Gervonta Tank Davis. Fighting shot. Barrios comes back with one to the body.
Oh, it's safe to say this is one of the keys to victories for Tank. Doing the Pedraza. Pressuring Barrios.
Now Barrios off to a good start here in the sixth, though, with the jab.
And again, Davis trying to take the jab away, and he is.
And he has closed the distance between himself and Barrios now, as you know, and that will allow him to potentially Pedraza him by getting on the inside and doing what he did to Jose Pedraza, which is bully him a little bit and rip shots on the inside and land power punches. Now, this would be disrespectful to Jose Pedraza, who's come back from that and done very, very well for himself, but that's what Davis did. And of course,
left hand lands for Davis.
Barrios now the man going backwards.
And we talked about that, and you know, if Barrios in the second half of the fight was going to go back to his old habits, you know, which is brawling, well, he's got to box. He's got to continue what he did in the first couple of rounds. I know he has a more aggressive Davis now, but hey, plan B, feint. Look for openings. Make Davis make the mistakes.
Davis continues to lock down. Barrios continues to negate the jab by pawing at it. Hoping to find an opening for that left hand, just like that. Another left hand by Davis.
Now there was a counter right by Barrios, and that's something he wants to do if Davis overcommits.
Yes.
Final minute of the sixth. Left hand for Davis. Starting to encroach on Mario Barrios' personal space, beginning to find his distance.
There's the uppercut by Barrios. He still thinks there's a home for that punch.
Straight left, the lead left lands for Davis. Shotting with the left in the final minute of the seventh.
First left uppercut we've seen Davis try, and it almost got there.
Barrios avoids the 1-2 from the southpaw Davis and then clinches. Right hand from Barrios, left hook.
You know, both these men have had some issues in later rounds. Barrios got tired against Akhmedov. Tank Davis has had some stamina issues a little bit, even though he knocked out Gamboa.
Yeah, issues on the scale.
Yeah. Right, but, oh my, wow.
Gervonta Tank Davis brought his power to 130, and Mario Barrios has been death twice in round 8.
6, 7, 8. You okay? You want to continue? Come here. Protect yourself. Go.
A volcanic eruption here in Atlanta as Davis continues to dominate on Mario Barrios. Can Barrios survive the round?
Yeah, if you're Davis, you just want to unload on Barrios right now.
Well, now we will know what happens when Davis hits him well.
Barrios trying to stand up to this onslaught from Tank Davis. Fighting shots onto the right.
Wow.
Under a minute left here in the 8th. Gervonta Tank Davis. His punches feel like they contain plutonium, but Barrios
Barrios holding his own. He's holding his ground.
The left uppercut misses. The right did it for Davis. And you're right, Barrios holding his ground. The Aztec Warrior. But one question has been answered here in round 8. Gervonta Davis has brought his power to 140 pounds. The biggest opponent of Davis' career is going to take a little more.
Yeah.
Davis eats that shot to the body from Barrios, and Davis again.
Now,
Very calculated.
the dynamic of this fight has changed because that would be a 10-7 round with those 2 knockdowns. So the question is, early rounds we know some went to Barrios, and then the middle rounds Davis started getting there, and right
That's your answer.
there's Steve Farr with his unofficial scorecard. So,
Oh, and Barrios lands a combination on Davis.
wow.
And Davis has never been knocked down, and you wonder, did Davis potentially punch himself out in that ferocious 8th?
Well, Virgil Hunter said that, I think, to pump up Barrios, but he's hoping it's true.
No, Barrios looks alert. He's alert. He knows he's still in this fight. And again, it's those moments that Davis pulls back. He gives the space. He lets Barrios in.
And Mario Barrios allowed the opportunity to regain his faculties. Reset here in the 9th in the center of the ring after going down twice in round 8.
Yeah, the interesting thing is the thing I was talking about when that knockout came is that both men have sometimes had issues in later rounds. So we'll see if either of them fades more when that knockdown happens.
Now,
Under a minute in the 9th left.
I can see Davis taking this round off after, you know, throwing a lot.
With the right hook. Barrios' corner wants him to unload with Davis on the ropes. There's a left hook, but up and down goes Barrios. So after going down twice in the 8th, Barrios with some of his best work here in the 9th.
I think that 8th round took a lot of Davis. He was going for the knockout, so I think he's taking this round off.
Well, and Davis has thrown 12 punches in this round.
Now, these are 2 very important rounds for both Davis and Barrios.
I agree.
Double left hook, one to the body, one upstairs for Barrios that lands. And Steve Farhood, our unofficial scorer, has Barrios now 1 point ahead. The ebb and flow, the give and take. Terrific stuff here. And Barrios continues to work the body as Davis navigates his way in. Fires off that right hook. That Barrios ate well.
And while Barrios is not forced to fight a trench warfare fight, will he be able to sustain and get through, or will he be hurt again by Davis's power?
Another right hook curls behind the guard of Barrios, and the jab pops Davis's head back.
And it's going to be the pressure from Davis that's going to have Barrios almost fight.
Barrios again, battering the body of Davis with the right hand.
Barrios has thrown 38 punches, only 15 for Davis in this round, so he's been busier.
Davis walks in, left to the body, starts to back up Barrios. Barrios looking to utilize the punishing right hand, the body by Barrios.
That was a little low by Barrios.
Under a minute left here in the 10th.
Wow.
Left to the liver by Davis. Bobbing and weaving. Sustained body attack by Mario Barrios.
This is going to be a hard round to score, guys.
Oh boy, yeah.
But both have their moments.
Oh, beautiful left hook, left uppercut.
Oh.
Right hand, but then Davis comes back and clocks Barrios. Under 30 seconds remaining. Barrios
He's hurt.
doesn't want to get into a firefight with Davis, but demands that he bring it on.
Barrios was winning that round, but then Davis hurt him.
The exchange of body shots and then another thudding left. That scores for Davis.
It almost seems like Davis is looking for a knockout.
Right hand to the body by Barrios.
Ooh, body shot.
Barrios is down again. 3, 4, time to arm.
5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? Come here. Protect
The
yourself, all right? Let's go.
Aztec Warrior summoning that inner resolve. Davis unloads the left. Got Barrios a double number. It's over. It's over. Gervonta Davis has ascended to 140 pounds. And Davis has recorded the knockout victory.
He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated, now a 3-division world champion and the new WBA super lightweight champion of the world, Gervonta Davis.